Good morning, it's JC, and just want you to listen a little bit of the Midas Touch. They're talking about the announcement that Trump's about to make that the military is going to be, um, I don't know what the word is, deployed. That's the word I'm thinking of. Deployed into Washington, D.C. And it's bullshit. As they say, it's going to become a militarized zone. Trump's trying to show his power. Somebody needs to put Trump's ass down.
From June of 2020, when Donald Trump sent the National Guard to stand in formation on the Lincoln Memorial as a show of force following the murder of George Floyd back in 2020. Donald Trump will now be doing that throughout Washington, D.C. In moments, he will be making this announcement where it is believed he will be deploying at least 1,000 National Guard troops, potentially Marines and other military, turning the Washington, D.C. Area into a militarized zone, making it look like Kim Jong-un's North Korea, making it look like Russia. A horrific sight is about to unfold there. It should be noted that when you actually look at the stats, crime is down in Washington, D.C. significantly. Violent crime down 26%. Homicides down 12%. Assaults with dangerous weapons down 20%. The violent crimes significantly less in Washington, D.C. than red states. If you look at violent crimes per 1,000 people, in D.C. it's about 3.8 people becoming the victim of a violent crime per 1,000. But if you go to MAGA Mike Johnson's Louisiana, that's 6.2. Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, 4.7. Marco Rubio's Florida, 3.8. Greg Abbott's Texas, 4.06. Tommy Tuberville, Alabama, 4.04. The red states have significantly more violent crime than blue states, but this is Donald Trump's fascist dystopian view of the United States of America. And speaking of that fascist dystopian view, I was trying to remember where I saw the ICE formations of the Trump Gestapo who are doing Operation Trojan Horse on the back in these Penske trucks, and they all like huddle in, 30 of them, and then they jump out and start attacking migrants and citizens alike. If you have brown skin, they come after you, attack you, and put you in concentration camps. But I remember it was the Patriot Front, the white supremacist group, the Patriot Front. They did this tactic I saw months ago or before that. Here's the Patriot Front doing it, the white supremacist group. Here's how they do it. Play this clip.
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA-engineered AC cool down your room. It's smaller than a toaster, cools any room.
And now look at what Trump's Gestapo ICE is doing. I truly wonder, and we're trying to get the data, we'll look into it, how much Patriot Front, Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, and other white supremacist groups are now the same masked people that we see in Trump's ICE Gestapo, disappearing people in America and sending them into concentration camps across the country. Here, play this clip of, just so you can compare what ICE is doing in Operation Trojan Horse. Here, play this clip. So yesterday also, Donald Trump continues to have this infatuation with the White House roof. I reported on Saturday how the White House press pool said that Donald Trump was going to go on the roof, but then Secret Service basically stopped him and said, no, he's not going on the roof, but the press was waiting to see. He was going to go on the roof and speak to the press again like he did earlier in the week. Remember, he went on the roof and he started talking about putting nuclear weapons on the roof and then pointing around to Washington, D.C. and the White House and says, this is my money. I bought this, everybody. My money. This is my money. I paid for all of this. like barely got any attention on corporate news. Of course, we cover it here at the Midas Touch Network. Then on Saturday, he wanted to go on the roof again. And here he is, spotted. He went to a residence nearby to look at the roof. He's infatuated with the roof, to look at the roof of the White House. You see him right here on this video. You could play the B-roll, guys. Trump spotted looking onto the White House roof from a residence window. Of course, you probably have seen my other report. Don Jr. Made this post of Donald Trump throwing a green penis at WNBA basketball players below. That's a meme. The Republicans think.
Well, that's enough. Just basically wanted you to get the gist of the fact that Washington, D.C. is going to be under military rule right now. Don't know how long, but there's no way it should be happening. And Trump used the carjacking and beating of, I don't know his real name, but he's the Doge guy that called himself Big Balls. Well, they beat his big balls and put him in the hospital when they jacked his car in Washington, D.C., and Trump's using that as a reason for deploying these troops into Washington, D.C. So, big balls, I hope they beat you senseless. You need it. You're a loser, man. Big balls, your balls are, I'm sure, a lot smaller right now. This is JC saying fuck Donald Trump and his troop deployment. Fuck big balls. And to everyone else, Poxmar Jack and keep on trucking.